The All Blacks were excellent, I thought, in parts, particularly that part between about the 10th minute of the first half through to half-time. Man, we were good.
Because they've changed them into this.
No one who loves rugby wants to see that rule.
I agree. I am on
We're
your side.
We're all agreeing here. Apart from
but
the fish heads.
The difference is you're banging a drum hoping they make a call, and I feel like, what's the point?
No one, and that's not a single person who watches and enjoys the sport, can be happy with that action resulting in a yellow card. If the rules are stupid, then change them.
Welcome to the DSPN.
He's given him. Oh, there you go. He was forward.
Oh, a punch up now in midfield. Fraser's involved.
The Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast, people. My name's Martin Devlin, alongside producer Lachlan Waugh. This is the DSPN. Big time rugby today. We're going to look back at the All Blacks with Tony Johnson. Tony looking long and large at that performance, which was pretty damn good in the first half. Dave Gallagher Trophy all locked away in the trophy cabinet with one test to go. The Springboks and that innovation, was it innovation against Italy? Deliberately kicking off short so they could get a scrum and then putting line-out lifting into a backline move, more than one occasion. That plus the Anzac lineup that was selected to play the Lions. Well, what an absolute farce of a match that turned out to be. So much to cover with Tony. We've got a tight five as well on all things that happened over the weekend. If you're listening on Rover, you get the full show as one whole 45-minute package we put out every afternoon on the DSPN YouTube channel. Here we chop it all up and put it into, well, more easier to watch, less time spent consumables for you. Click the subscribe button. It really does help. We're so close to 9,000 subscribers now, thanks to you. Want to get to 10,000 before Christmas. We really do appreciate it. Every time you click, every time you hit that subscribe button, it means we can continue to provide all this for free. We start the show the same way every day. Let's go back and have a look at how the All Blacks played.
Marty Sermons, brought to you by WebWonks. Generate online leads with WebWonks. Doctors for your Google data.
We live in an amazing, amazing world, and it's wasted on the crappiest generation of just spoiled idiots.
If last week was a C+, that's what I gave the All Blacks after Dunedin, then Wellington was a B. B for much better. In fact, the All Blacks were excellent, I thought, in parts, particularly that part between about the 10th minute of the first half through to half-time. Man, we were good. Clinical, ruthless, relentless attacking rugby. The game was won by the break, 29-3. The French weren't coming back from there. Look, there's no such thing as the perfect game of rugby. The rules, and more on this in a little bit, and the lawmakers are insistent that this fantastic sport is always going to be a stop-start affair, over-reffed with too many finicky reasons to call play back. It makes for much frustration, but when rugby is played with an attitude, like the All Blacks so clearly have, of wanting to use the ball, play at pace, move the ball, then it is a glorious game to watch. Not that we were overly expansive, because we weren't, but that half-hour period was as dominant as you'll see us play. Owned the contact areas, set piece, smooth, efficient, fluent, fast, great decisions being made, good kicking game. It was a butt smack. France had no answers. They were overrun. Second half was always going to be messy. Hard to keep up that intensity when the game had already been won. Plus, they were a lot more effective in anti-play after the break, slowing it all down. Their subs made it a lot more competitive too. 14 all, I thought, was a fair second half score. The All Blacks had won the game long before the second spell began. And let's not forget, this is not the French A team, far from it. France reserves, or B or C, or whatever you like to call it. But who cares? You play who they select. And this test, that scoreline, I think, fairly and accurately reflects the difference between the two sides. 43-17 is a hiding in test match rugby. We thrashed them. Just like we should, because we are the All Blacks playing a team minus 15 or so of their best players. Well done, All Blacks. A B for building nicely towards the ultimate tests of the year, which we all know are the Springboks in September. Before I finish, though, another B, and this one for BS, utter BS, the decision to yellow card Beauden Barrett for his first half knockdown in Wellington. No, it wasn't deliberate. We all know that. It was a reflex action. How is a non-deliberate, happens in the heat of the moment, reflex arm out, deserving of 10 minutes in the bin? Come on, rugby. That is the sport at its most frustrating and idiotic. I noticed all the commentary team, game caller and ex-players all said, well, those are the laws, them's the rules, etc., etc. Clearly someone's got to someone and told someone they're not allowed to criticise World Rugby and its moronic lawmakers. Well, we the fans can, and we have to. It's our duty to call this crap out, because that's what it is. It's just rubbish. It makes no sense at all. Save the sin bin for foul play and deliberate professional acts to gain an advantage. Anything accidental or incidental like Barrett's arm, that's not a yellow card. I don't care what the rules are. The laws are an ass. We all know this. It is anti-rugby is what it is. It's anti-enjoyment. It is anti-fan. It's anti-the game. The game is for the fans. It's for us who enjoy watching it. Isn't that the whole purpose, World Rugby? You want people to watch it. And the lawmakers need to be told, not backslapped for enforcing dumbass rules. No one, and that's not a single person who watches and enjoys the sport, can be happy with that action resulting in a yellow card. If the rules are stupid, then change them. That's your job as custodians of the game. It's obvious, it's clear, it's in front of you. Make the change.
Devlin.
Tide 5 time, people. 5 topics about rugby over the weekend.
The Tide 5.
Best half an hour of All Black rugby that we have seen since between the 10th and 40th minutes in Wellington. Well, you decide for yourselves. Best half hour since, and you fill in the gap. That Anzac side to play the Lions. I mean, good God, should that side ever be? No. I mean, what a complete waste of time that was. Changes to the All Blacks. There's a couple enforced. Do we expect to see those that have not been included so far in the 23 to play this weekend? The box, is that innovation against Italy, or is it stop it, mate? And Beauden Barrett, is that a yellow card, or is that more stop it, mate?
The Tide 5.
Best half an hour of All Black rugby since when?
Talking about a half-hour period specifically, or just a performance?
So it's just since when? Fill the gap.
Well, if I'm talking a period, a half or in half an hour, it is probably the best since the win over South Africa at Mount Smart in 2023.
Cool, yep.
Obviously, it's easy to say the Ireland win in 2023, the World Cup quarterfinal.
That was an 80-minute performance.
Well, yeah, there wasn't really a half hour or half or 20 minutes or whatever. That was a barnstorming period. Whereas the way we started that Springbok test at Mount Smart was just incredible.
I think I would add the last half hour against Ireland last year in Dublin, where we shut it down, which was a different way of playing the game. Well, it wasn't sort of all-out attacking rugby. It was a really good half hour of rugby that the All Blacks put in then too. So I'd actually add that to it as well.
Yeah, I remember that was a smart and calm way to finish a test on
test
the road.
match rugby,
but I remember it being more bad Ireland than good All Blacks.
Oh, come on, man. Damien McKenzie was excellent. We controlled the game, territory, possession.
You're misinterpreting what I'm saying.
This is TikTok talking to the old generation.
You're misinterpreting what I'm
saying.
saying. It was a great performance from us, but I remember it being not good from Ireland.
Well, you fill in the gap anyway. What we're saying is that half hour between the 10th and 40th minutes in Wellington was absolutely superb. The Anzac side, the Australian New Zealand side. I hate to use the word Anzac because Anzac just embodies everything that you respect in the world. That team, the cobbled together Australian New Zealand side, was a friggin' joke, and okay. I hope that it never appears again.
Relax.
That is a waste of a whole game of rugby.
Well, then every single Barbarians team's a waste of time.
Same. I mean, it's a festival. It is, mate. It's a piss trip game at the end of the tour.
Well, call that.
I would rather they played a fourth test against Australia, the Lions, than played a cobbled together New Zealand Australian team, which has got no time to prepare properly.
Well, that's the problem. They've got no time to prepare, so they're only going to be as good as. Well, they can't. They can't be good.
2 days of preparation.
Well, yeah, they can't because
against a side that's playing its fourth or fifth game on tour.
And it's for the Lions seen as probably a really good build up to the series because you're playing a lot of international players.
Well, that's it. That was their last big hit out before the first
and
test.
They are obviously going to take that. In 2017, I'm pretty sure when the Lions played the Māori All Blacks, which was their stiffest competition ahead of playing the All Blacks, they played a better team than they had been in the lead up, and they looked good. They take it a bit more seriously because it's
a joke of a game.
The idea of the Australia-New Zealand team is great. I think
it's a promotional load of absolute.
The idea of it's great. They just need to give it a little bit more love and time for the players in the team to prepare if they want it to be taken seriously.
I tell you what, when I watched, I think it was the Lions halfback score a try, and the two defenders, one was Australian, one was Sean Stevens, just ran into each other and clashed heads trying to tackle them.
The Lions' last try was
just come on, mate.
Not good for the Aussie NZ side. I think the idea of it's great. They just need to nurture it a bit better.
Changes to the All Blacks. Brodie McAllister, Ruben Love and Noah Hotham are the three guys in the squad that haven't played so far. Are those three names going to appear in the 23 this weekend?
Just those three?
Just those three. Everyone else has got to run.
Did you say Caleb Clark? He's injured though, isn't he?
Caleb Clark.
He's injured, sorry. Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
McAllister's going to play on his home track.
Well, is he?
Yeah, I think so.
We thought Tavatavanawa would.
I think they'll probably come off the bench.
I think they'll start. I'd love them to start Quintu Paia, because he needs to be given some serious minutes because he didn't really get a huge look in into Dunedin. I thought Tavatavanawai got a lot of good minutes on the weekend and actually made the most of his opportunities.
What do they call him? Jimmy the Difference.
Jimmy the Difference.
Is that the best rugby nickname you've heard in years? What a great
It's a bit
nickname.
unorthodox for a battering ram of a Fijian,
Just
isn't
what
it?
I don't care who came up with it. As soon as I heard it, I thought, wow, I wrote it down. Jimmy the Difference. Brilliant.
I think McAllister will probably come off the bench. I'd like to see Tokiaho start, though I thought he was
I want to
a
see
bit up and
McKenzie
down.
start at 10.
I think he will.
Because Beauden Barrett and Cameron were excellent in Wellington. So let's see what Damien does in test number 3.
They've got the luxury of being able to rotate things. But they didn't rotate it too much for the second test, so who knows, they might not.
Okay, no Tupu Vai, he is out with concussion. Yes! The box. 2 bits of innovation or no. Stop this silliness before it takes hold. The first, they deliberately don't kick off 10 metres and have a guy in front so that then the rule is it's a scrum.
Yeah, I
What?
think if the ball goes 10 metres, then it's a penalty because the bloke who's regathering it for the Springboks is
He's
offside.
So that one for a start. I mean, okay, that's just, look, the rule makers just need to sit there and go, really? That's just, okay, well, that's no longer a scrum. That's actually a penalty for being a dickhead.
That play is not innovation. That's taking advantage of a little bit of a quirk in the rules.
The other one is the line-out lift in the middle of the game. Why? So that you can then
Which then
start
creates a
a
maul.
maul. What? I mean, again, that's just idiotic is what it is.
Well, it depends who you talk to.
So you fire up a big high pass and then that guy can get lifted. So who's the defence meant to tackle here? Am I allowed to tackle the guys that are doing the lifting even though they don't have the ball? Because I can't touch the guy in the air, can you? Because that's a penalty.
Yeah. But then the guys on the ground, you can tackle them because they're on the ground, aren't they?
Well, no, but they'll just stand there. They don't have the ball.
They don't have possession
They don't
of the
have possession of the
So then
ball.
you get pinged for tackling a guy without the ball.
I mean, I looked at that and I just thought, again, this is where the lawmakers have got to come in and go, what?
I think they will
No,
because
no.
there's actually some potential dangers with that. And, you know, it is innovative because it's
Seen before, though, they weren't the first to do it. Somebody else had done it, hadn't they? Wasn't it in an under-20 game?
Yeah, recently, in the last few weeks or the last month or so, I saw it in a game, but I can't remember who it was. And look, the Springboks could have done this in a separate game maybe last year or
way
something.
back in
I'm
a
not too
test match
sure.
against Australia, and I can't remember, I think it was against us, they lifted John Eales to stop a conversion going over so that they could lift up the tallest guy on the team and as the conversion, he could bat it back out.
Was that legal?
But it's not anymore. So,
Yeah, I
mean, this is just where there's so many rules in rugby that every now and again you come across one, you just go, oh, that's just insane. No, this is where the lawmakers just go, okay, righto, we saw it, Rassie, clever boy, no and no.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it is innovative, but it's not. It's not rugby.
innovative. It's not innovative.
No, it is, but it's not rugby. I don't think anyone can look at that. Then again, to be fair, we sound like a couple of Kiwi fans crying about something innovative that South Africans are doing.
It's not crying about anything. It's just it makes the game look stupid.
Well, it does. It does look stupid. That doesn't look like
Tell
rugby.
you what makes
That's
the game
not
look
what rugby
stupid.
is.
Final topic. Beauden Barrett's yellow card for sticking an arm out. Now, again, as I said at the start of the show, this is just where the lawmakers have to make a change. If this was the NFL, if this was the NRL, that change would be being made today, Monday. Because it's rugby, there's going to have to be a conference in Dublin. And there's going to have to be a whole lot of people flowing there, and they'll talk about it, and then they'll implement it in some other competition, and 2 years down the track, maybe they might bring it into international rugby. That is not foul play. It is not a deliberate act. I don't mind them awarding a penalty in that situation, Lachlan, because it can stop a scoring situation, right? So there's got to be some consequence. But if a guy just throws an arm out...
Did you disagree with the French one the previous week?
Yeah, totally, mate.
Okay.
But to me, it's
they're
just
the same thing.
Yeah, if it's an incident that happens, and you're talking about split-second brain reaction here. Ball, okay. It's not the same as a deliberate knockdown. That's just an arm swung. And if that's a yellow card to reduce one team to 14 to play 50, that's just ridiculous, is what it is. The rules are an ass if that's the case.
Yeah, it was consistent with the French one, so I didn't have an issue with the yellow card. I have an issue with the rule, but at the same time, there's a lot of rules in rugby I have an issue with. So
but the yellow card has got to be for foul play or deliberate acts of
I agree.
professional
I agree with you. I agree with
Foul
everything.
play.
I agree with everything you're saying. I'm not complaining about it because it was consistent with the call the previous week, and that's just how the game is officiated. There is no point crying and complaining
Look,
about...
again-
No, let me finish. There's no point crying and complaining about the rules that have been changed in recent years, because I just think we all need to accept that rugby is just officiated this way
Okay,
now.
but this is the thing. But this is where you change it. If you're the
but
custodians of the game...
but they've already changed the rules previously.
Change them again.
But they're not going to.
Why not?
Because they've changed them
No
into
one
this.
who loves rugby
and
wants
this
to
is-
see that rule.
I agree. I am on
We're
your
all
side.
agreeing
I
here,
agree.
apart from
But
the fish
the
heads.
difference is you're banging a drum hoping they make a call, and I feel like, what's the point? Because they're not going to change.
Why? Why not?
Because they're just not. They've made this change. It's like the ultra safety with the head knocks and the tackles and all that stuff.
This is how
There's
easy it is.
certain
This is how easy
changes
it
they've
is.
made.
The Beauden Barrett law. Who's in favour of changing this around the table just before we order lunch and another round of drinks? Done. Let's order lunch and another round of drinks. That's how difficult it is.
Because we're having a debate around it now, and if the rule gets reversed and changed to the way it was, where that's not deemed intentional, then there's going to be another debate on the other side.
The sport is about entertainment. It's about getting people watching. No one watching that game agrees
but
with that
But
law.
in that instance, France will complain that they had the chance to score a try and act by
Penalty.
but then
Penalty.
they'll say, but it's a foul act because it stopped a try being scored.
That's a
They'd argue it's cynical. They'd say he's intentionally batted the ball.
We all know
but
it wasn't.
No, but I know we know it wasn't. But you can make an argument because we don't know what's going on in Beauden Barrett's head, do we? So the French could make an argument and say, oh no, he's deliberately done it though. The ref can't say
French
no,
got
he
Dick
hasn't.
43-17. Send the proper team next time.
This is the DSPN.